Hi, my name's Glenn. Just thought I'd share a quick project where I use a D1 Mini and a little button. It's basically turning a recliner into a smart recliner. That way, using Home Assistant and Tasmota and MQTT, we can use that button to turn on or off automations or to switch lights or whatever we feel like using it for. So it's a quick little easy project. I'll just bring it in closer and show you how I went about it. So I didn't get any footage of it, but I just punched a hole through the fabric first, then I drilled a hole so it was a tight fit for the button to go in. So when you press the button in, it's nice and snug. There is a little bit of soldering to do. I just cut some DuPont wires and soldered the ends onto the switch. So I'll shove that one in. So there will be a little bit more soldering. We'll have to solder the positive and negative wire onto the USB charger outlet. Just not terribly difficult. The only other little bit of soldering I did was I did make up a little Y DuPont connector just for connecting the negative wires. Just pull this apart. There you go, now you can see it. So the soldering is not really that hard, and there is just one hole to drill into the back plate here for the wires to come out. Okay, so just getting ready to solder this on. One here is our 5 volt, and this one is our ground. So they're the ones we'll be hooking up to. Now, I'm definitely not an expert at soldering, so don't crucify me in the comments. Almost there. There we go. That'll do. So the other thing I did was off camera, I did drill a hole in the back cap here for the wires to go through. It was just easier to do that without the camera in the way. Let's poke those through. Quickly screw this back together. So I have also zip tied on my little case. It's just a case which I draw up in Fusion 360 and then print it out. That's just held on with a couple of zip ties. So with the D1 Mini zip tied on now, all we have to do is hook up the button. So that just goes to, in this case, D4 and down and to earth or to ground. So whack all this back together and then this stage is done. Then it's off to the computer to get the button up, get the button to work with Home Assistant and MQTT. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're at the computer. I've just set one up called Test Button to make things a little bit easier. First thing we've got to do in Tasmota is go into configuration, configure your module, and just set up a button. I only need one. So we'll just go back. Once that button's set up, just go back to the main menu, go to the console. Now we want to detach that button. By default, it's just set up to turn on or off a relay. So to do that, we just need to add set op 73 space 1. So now when we press the button, we'll get an MQT command. So you can see there it's coming up double. And so this is what we will actually use in Home Assistant. So that's all we need to do here. Obviously you do need to have all your MQTT settings in there beforehand. Alright, so now we'll go into Home Assistant. If I go Configuration, Integrations, and then go to Tasmota. So it's picked up 14, and you can see Test button here. What threw me when I very first started doing this was when you come into here and you go to Entities, there's no button. If you use a switch, there would be a switch here, but when there's no button, it just, yeah, well, what do I do now? So to use that in automation, we need to use the MQTT. So we'll go down to Automations, we'll add an automation, start from scratch. Let's call it Test button. Instead of device, you'll go to MQTT. Now, when we go here and we go to our console, we just need to copy and paste a little bit of this information. So our topic, I'll just get this little line here. Actually, no, I'll take the single. Control copy. So I just need to paste this into here. And we're just going to take this bit here. Put in here. So what it's going to look for as a trigger is the MQTT topic and then the payload action single. So we'll just go, just for a test purpose, we'll go to device. I'm just going to pick the computer light, and we'll just go toggle computer light. So if I save that, now I'll just come into here. So now if I hit the button, you can see the computer light is coming on and off. So alright, so I hope you found that helpful. It's just a fun little project. I use it to turn on a reading light, which I have next to the recliner. You know, you could use it to turn on or off scenes, or turn all the lights off when you head to bed, whatever you feel like you want to use it for. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you again later.